Raven by St. Chuck, read by Deathlight, Part 6. Celestia watched the activities in the growing city of Kennerlot from the window in her throne room, slowly watching the fillers and cults trot around their costumes, guided by their parents. Raven walked up behind her, pulling along a small trolley with her magic. "'Tis not right," Celestia said quietly. "No," Raven said. "It is not." It was silent for a moment. "There was a moment where I was outraged at how corrupt citizens could be to make a holiday of such a terrible event." Celestia sighed. "But I was prone to forget. What can sting so fleshly for me is nothing more than a legend to them before too long." Her eyes surveyed the city, counting the groups. "Outside of this room, there is no one else left alive that knew of her. This is a bitter pill." Raven simply stood there. Celestia turned her head slightly to acknowledge her. "I know what you're holding back from saying, as there is no way to say it warmly, so I will say it for you." She turned back to the window. "If I had been more willing to speak that day, to tell the tale myself, before it became rumors and hearsay, this would have never happened." "You're right." Raven said nothing. "And now that they've seen it fit to decorate my throne room with stained glass visions of that night, it seems as if there's truly no way to escape from it." Celestia focused on her own reflection in the glass for a moment. "Princess, I do have a proposal. Well, two in actuality." She lifted a teapot off the trolley and poured it into a cup before sending it towards Celestia. She turned into it and softly smiled. "I recall that you found the Yemen tea to your liking once before. I thought I would offer it before we declare once and for all what your ultimate preference is." Celestia sipped the tea and lightly smacked her lips. "I certainly can appreciate the honey tones, but I think I prefer the cumin." She took another sip. Raven nodded. "Very good. And now that we've got the most important business out of the way." The corners of Celestia's mouth curled upwards in another light smile. "I propose that perhaps it is not too late to tell your story after all," Raven finished. Celestia turned to her, a slight frown on her face. Raven continued quickly. "I'm not suggesting a royal decree or anything of the sort. Simply putting it on record. A detached recalling of the contents and the events, from as unbiased perspective as possible. Perhaps the story will merely end up as a compendium of the myth and legend one day. But, at the very least, it will be an accurate myth." Celestia looked into her teacup, thinking. "As you say yourself, you can't escape it. Perhaps it will bring a level of closure," Raven said. Celestia closed her eyes briefly. "I very much doubt that, but..." She nodded. "I'm willing." Raven smiled and pulled out a few sheets of parchment from the bottom level of the trolley, along with a quill. She used the teapot to top up Celestia's cup, and then sat pensively, quill on parchment. Celestia turned away from the window and sat on her side, thinking. "Drink your tea," Raven said gently, smiling. "It will get cold." Celestia looked at Raven for a moment, then nodded, taking a sip and savoring the taste. "I suppose I must start somewhere. Detached and unbiased, then." Celestia paused before breathing deeply. "There were two regal sisters." Hello everyone, I meant to have this one out way earlier today, but bunch of stuff happened. First off, I started playing with Visual for his 3,000 subscriber special, and turned out my recording on my half wasn't working properly, so you only seen the background of my screen, but the audio is fine. So I don't know why the actual picture didn't come in. And what else do we have here? So yeah, we pretty much did that for 5 hours. I was exhausted. Took a nap, woke up a bit later. Noticed it was almost 10 o'clock, so I just barely finished editing this, and it's going up on YouTube now. I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.